As an international student, managing your finances can sometimes be a challenge. One solution that can at least help alleviate this challenge is to look for a part-time job. In this video, I'll be discussing 10 of the easily available jobs that are available to every newcomer or even international student, that at least when you land, you can go after them and try to secure one to help you at least take care of your finances. And I'll be talking about at least the salary range for each one of them, and we'll discuss each one of them so that you have an idea of how they all look like. So for each one, I will share at least average how much people are making per hour, because most times when you land there on a part-time job, you'll be paid by the hour, unless you're one of the lucky few who are able to land maybe a full-time job and they decide that they will allow you to at least work whilst you are still studying. But most of the jobs that you will be landing, they'll be paying you by the hour. So based on the hourly rate that I will mention for each one of them, you can just multiply that one by the number of hours that you plan to work, or the number of hours that your study permit allows you to work, and that will give you an idea of how much you can make in a month. The first one is retail sales associate. For retail sales associates, you are responsible for assisting customers and helping them complete retail transactions. The average hourly wage for a retail associate is between $14 to $16, at least in Winnipeg, where I'm currently at. For other provinces, it can go as high as between $14 to $20. And the thing about retail associates is, most places they will guarantee you the minimum wage of the province, and they will tell you that there's room to earn more because you can make more when you earn commission. Retail associate job is one of the easily available jobs for international students when they come into Canada to study, because almost in every single town that you go to, there are retail stores available, there are clothing stores, there are even electronic stores. And most of these stores, because they are small enterprises, they thrive on having at least casual workers. And as a retail sales associate, your main duties will be basically helping customers find products and services that they are looking for, assisting them when it comes to those products and services, basically shelving products onto shelves, helping clear the store that you are in and managing it to make sure that the place is always tidy, and also putting through sales that you've put through when it comes to dealing with customers so that all the sales are registered. And for this particular part-time job, you can earn as much as between $1,200 to as high as $1,500 if you are working about 20 hours a week. And also, beyond just making money, this particular part-time job allows you as a student to improve on your communication skills, your people management skills, because you are dealing with people from different backgrounds on a daily basis, and it allows you to at least interact with them and learn, so that when finally you complete and you enter the corporate market, you would have built up all these experiences already that you can offer employers. Additionally, as a student, this job also offers you flexibility, because most of these stores will allow you to work on weekends, sometimes even in the evening. So you can afford to go to school during the day and work in the evenings, or you can afford to go to school between Monday to Friday and you are still able to pick up shifts during the weekends. And sometimes they offer you career advancement. So if you work with them part-time and you graduate, or even during the summer breaks, they will allow you to work full-time so that now you can be working fully in those stores. So when you land, these are one of the jobs that you can go after, which is easily available to most international students. Number 2 is waiter or server. Waiting or serving jobs are mostly very common in the food industry, because guess what? Everybody needs to eat, and most people would like to go out to eat every now and then. So those jobs are easily available because there are restaurants everywhere, and they require people to work during the peak hours. From my research and talking to people who have done these particular jobs, the average hourly wage can be between $12 to $14 an hour, basically the minimum wage of the province, plus tips that you'll be getting from people who come in to eat. This is one of the most commonly available part-time jobs. And with this particular job, most restaurants or cafes are always looking for people who are reliable and energetic to employ as servers or waiters. And for this particular job, your duties can vary. It can be between sometimes just standing by the door to greet customers and directing them to their seats, or other times you can be put in places where you will now need to take customers' orders and deliver to them. Other times too, you might be sent to the back room to maybe to help the people who are preparing the food. And sometimes too, you can be put at the register to take at least payments that other waiters are bringing in. But in all this, one thing that you are always expected to do is you are expected to provide excellent customer service. And just like the retail associate job that I spoke about earlier, even though you are making minimum wage, there's room to make more, because guess what? You are getting tips from our customers who come in to eat, and averagely people are expected to tip about 15% or more. One benefit that you get when you work this particular job is that it's very flexible, and beyond just making money when you decide to do this job, there are a few skills that you can pick up that after school you can apply, because you are expected to communicate with people, so you will improve your communication skills. You are expected to work with other waiters and servers and the backroom people, so you improve your team working skills. And also you are expected to provide customer service, so you build on your customer service skills. Number 3 is being a tutor. As an international student, you might be proficient in other languages than just English. Canada is full of immigrants, so people from different backgrounds who come here, and all these people want to learn one language or the other. So if you have other skills, like other language skills that you can teach other people, all these ones can come in handy, where you can work as a tutor and teach other people and end up making money. And beyond just language, any other form of subject that you are proficient in, you'll be able to teach other students or other people who are now trying to learn that particular subject. I have seen tutors make between $20 to $25, and this all depends on the subject and the level that you are teaching at, because people pay huge sums of money to come to Canada to study, and they know they need to pass, because if they fail, it will cost them more. So most of these people will pay you to come and teach them on part-time basis so that they can pass their courses. Tutoring is popular and very flexible, so most international students try to go after those particular jobs because they can easily fit that one into their schedule. And this particular job offers you the opportunity to work with students of all ages. You can choose to do a one-on-one where you go to the person and teach the person, or ask the person to come to you and you do it in person. Or you can also choose to do it as a group, where you teach in groups where they all pay for the hour, but you teach them in a group form. And you can also choose to do it online, where instead of you going to the person or the person coming to you, you can set up online meeting, and that will allow you to reach more students because you don't have to go to them individually. What I've realized is the demand for tutors is very high during exam season, because you have a lot of students who will be working to make more money during their school time, and when it's time for exams, these people are now scrambling to try and pass their exams. Tutoring can be done through various platforms, be it tutoring centers, school, or even through personal connections. And I've seen some tutors advertise their services on sites like Craigslist, Kijiji, or even Facebook Marketplace. Or some of them also try to use WhatsApp groups to try and sell their services so that they can gather those clients that they need. And if you decide to become a tutor, you get the opportunity to get teaching experience, and you're able to develop soft skills like patience, communication, and even problem-solving skills, because you'll be helping people on a daily basis to be able to achieve their goal of passing their subjects that they are studying. And I've also realized that many universities and colleges in Canada have tutoring programs where if you are very good in a particular subject, you can sign up as a peer tutor, where they give you people to be able to tutor on a particular subject. Overall, as an international student, tutoring is a very good way to make an extra income whilst helping other people to achieve their academic goal, and you are still able to develop the skills that you have in the process. Number 4 is receptionist job. As a receptionist, you are expected to handle administrative activities like picking up phone calls, meeting customers, and at least scheduling appointments. And on this job as a receptionist, you can make hourly between $14 to $16 based on the city that you find yourself in, and sometimes the company or the business that employs you to work for them as a receptionist. If you decide to go after this particular job, you are open to at least a wide range of industries, be it finance, hospitality, healthcare, education. Almost every second company out there will require a receptionist one way or the other. And as an international student, this particular job at least allows you to build on your communication skills and your customer experience skills, whilst you are still able to make some money in the process. And even though most receptionists end up getting paid minimum wage, I have seen people make as high as up to $23 an hour based on the location that they find themselves or the particular company that they are working for and the kind of duties that they are given to do. The unfortunate part to this particular one is, unlike the other ones that I said earlier, where there's room to make commissions or tips, with this particular one, you just make the money that you are offered per hour and nothing more. And also for reception jobs, don't just restrict yourself to just off campus. There's been times where I've seen even on-campus companies look for receptionists, or even on campus, some of the departments try and find receptionists. So you can also try and target some of these companies on your campus. And also with the age of digitization, I've seen people work as receptionists remotely. I've even had one of my own classmates work as a receptionist remotely from Canada, even though the company that person is working for is based in US. So don't restrict yourself when it comes to looking for these particular jobs. The fifth job is to be a brand ambassador. As a brand ambassador, basically you are representing the company and its brand, and your duties involve basically trying to drive the products and services that they have to offer to customers. With this particular one, you can make up to averaging between $18 to $20 an hour. And this all depends on the brand that you decide to work for, or even the province that you find yourself in. And with this one, mainly your job will involve promoting the products and services that the brand has to offer through events, social media, and other marketing strategies that at least they will tell you to use to drive their brand. And most companies will require people who are outgoing, personable, and at least knowledgeable about the products and services that they have to offer to be able to drive their brand. So if you are somebody who has a very good following online, this is something that you can look into when you decide to look for jobs, because most brands are looking for people to at least drive their brands one way or the other. And you can easily go after this job and do it part-time and make some money on the side to support yourself as an international student. Also, with this particular job, you can choose whether you want to work with a brand agency or decide to contact the brands directly to work with them. By so doing, you cut out the agencies from the middle and you deal with the brands directly, so that they pay you directly and you don't have to go through any intermediary. Even though sometimes you have an agency that you are working with, that can cut down some of the bureaucracy and make it easy for you to work with most of these brands. And in addition to the hourly wage that most companies might offer you to drive their brand, some of them will also offer you bonuses and other incentives based on your performance. And if you're able to achieve the KPIs that they agree with you, they can throw in some of these bonuses to reward you for your performance. Number 6 is you can choose to be a delivery driver. As a delivery driver, your work involves you transporting goods from one location to the other. And this can involve you sometimes using your own car, or even the car that the company that you are working with offers you, as long as you have a valid driver's license and you are able to drive based on the conditions of the province that you find yourself in. As a delivery driver, you can make between $16 to as high as $25, depending on the company that you choose to work for, or even if you decide to work as an independent contractor, where you are not attached to any particular company, but you are working for yourself. So you just pick jobs as and when they become available. And this is one of the easily available jobs that most international students who come in and need a job at least to supplement their income go after, because one is very flexible. You can choose to work on your own schedule, so you are not restricted to particular working hours, and you can afford to work even in the evening when you are not studying. And some companies that you can choose to work for, if you decide to become a delivery driver and you decide that you don't want to be associated with any company, but you want to become an independent contractor, you can deliver for Uber Eats, Skip the Dishes, and even DoorDash. And you can even deliver people's groceries to them if you decide to work for Instacart or even Walmart. Basically, people will go online, order their groceries, and all you will have to do is go and pick up those groceries and deliver to their doorstep. And because they are happy for your service, they give you tips on top of that. Number 7 is you can become an event staff. As an event staff, your work basically involves you helping them set up the place, serve customers and guests, and tear down the place when they are done with that particular event. So most of times, this particular job can end up just being a casual job, because when that event is going on, that's when they will require casual workers to come in to support and work accordingly. And for an event staff, most times you can end up paying a little above the hourly minimum wage in your province. So you can end up making between $15 to $17 an hour. And this particular job is very popular among international students, because we always say that Canada is a four-season country. So during the winter, there are winter games and events and concerts. So they will require people to at least support with these particular programs. So you get work to do. During the summer, there will be events that are catering for just summer period, and there will be events for you to do. And also during spring, there will be programs and other events that might be happening. So as long as you are attached to a particular agency or a particular workforce group, you will always have work to do. The only downside is it might be very tedious because you have to use your body to work. At this program or event, they might require you to work as an usher, a ticket seller, security personnel, a parking attendant, or even customer service. And most times, these ones will require you to be on your feet throughout the event. This particular job provides a dynamic environment where you are meeting new people on a daily basis. So as an international student, it allows you to at least improve your communication skills, people management skills, and even problem solving skills. Because as an event staff, you are expected that you solve problems on your feet. Sometimes you don't need to now reach out to your supervisors to get problem solved. So all these things are skills that can end up being transferable in future if you decide to now move on to a particular other jobs that might require you to apply some of these skills. Number 8 is you can become a social media attendant. As a social media attendant, your work basically involves you at least managing the company's social media presence and making sure that at least customers who contact them through social media are having their issues resolved. Because in this digital age, every company is trying to be online one way or the other. And most people try to reach out to most of these companies through their online platform. And as a social media attendant, your work basically requires you to sit behind a computer and check how many the customers who will come online to come and report issues and have them escalated and resolved, so that those customers can end up being happier and come back and buy more products or services from that particular company. For this particular job, you have to be tech savvy, at least have good communication skills, and you have to be somebody who can at least create content to deliver online and keep the customers engaged, so that at least they can be patronizing the products and services that a company has to offer. And also they will expect you to at least manage social media conversations that are going on about that particular company, so that if there is something that's going on that's going to affect the company's brand, your work will be to at least to manage it and also report it to the necessary authorities to make sure that issues are getting resolved. For this particular job, the amount that you can end up paying will depend on the company that you are working for and the type of expertise that you are bringing on board. But at least you can be rest assured that you can get paid more than the minimum wage in the province that you are in. So you can end up getting paid between $18 to about $20 an hour. They will even allow you sometimes to work from home because all you need is an internet and a laptop to be able to work. So this gives you some flexibility as an international student to be able to at least mix it with the school work and not have to at least show up at the company premise unless you have a meeting that you have to attend. And now with more companies trying to at least move their goods and services online, the demand for social media attendants is going to grow. So if you are somebody who is very good when it comes to social media, at least you can explore this option when you move to Canada to come and study and see whether you can pick a part-time job in this particular area. Number 9 is you can work as a data entry clerk. With data entry clerk, your work basically involves you just sitting behind a computer and enter information that people have filled on forms into a software. And for doing this, you can end up getting paid between about $14 to $16 an hour. This particular work requires the minimum qualification. So it's something that can be very competitive because a lot of people are always going after it because they can do it during their part-time or their free time and don't have to worry about having to combine it with schoolwork or any other thing. And as long as they have a computer, they can do this on their own schedule. And sometimes, in addition to just populating the software with the information of customers, you might be required to help in at least filing and organizing the information into some kind of way that people can look at it and analyze and take decisions one way or the other. So if you are somebody who has good computer skills, this might be a good job for you to go after if you are international students. And one company that I've seen hire a lot of international students to work as data entry clerk is called Vasteq. And basically what they do is they offer you the position to work as a data entry clerk, and you are allowed to work remotely, so you can afford to work from anywhere as long as you're able to deliver on the work that you are offered. Another one that you can also target is called dataentrydirect.com. And with this particular one, they basically hire people to work as data entry clerks on projects that they have. To be a successful data entry clerk, you have to be very good with typing skills and have very good computer skills. And you need attention to detail, and you should be able to at least work independently without having to rely on other people. And before you start applying for any of these data entry jobs, you have to make sure that at least you are very good with Excel or even Word documents. If you are not good with any of these ones, make sure you polish on them before you start applying. Number 10 is you can become a housekeeper. As a housekeeper, your work basically involves cleaning up, tidying up, and at least maintaining the house or business that you are attached to. So you are required to make sure that those premises are always clean. And this particular job is good for people who are good at time management and can easily multitask, because you are expected to at least do multiple tasks at a given time, because you are making sure that those premises are always tidy and neat. And most students who go after this housekeeping job will tell you that one is very flexible, and also they're able to use the skill sets that at least they came to Canada with. And as a housekeeper, you can work for a hotel, a motel, or a cleaning company that is attached to a particular building, and your work will be just to make sure that you are cleaning at a particular time. Because one thing I've seen is most times there will be a schedule for you to go in to clean that particular washroom or that particular room or that particular area, and make sure that it's always tidy. And if you are working with a hotel or a motel, sometimes they will require you to do extra activities like doing laundry, changing linen, or even restocking supplies when they run out. And unlike some of the other jobs that I've listed today, if you are doing housekeeping, then you know that you might not be getting things like commission or tips. Even though sometimes if you are cleaning things like, let's say, washroom or other areas that people might be using, every now and then somebody might end up tipping you one way or the other. But you can't count on that one when you decide to now check how much you can earn on that particular job. But if you are somebody who loves to clean, then housekeeping might be something that you can always target. So these are some few part-time jobs that personally, from my experience, I've seen readily available to international students who have come into Canada to come and study. And the good thing is, even if you're able to land other jobs outside this one, for some of these jobs that I listed here, you can still keep it as a part-time and pick up some shifts every now and then to be able to supplement whatever income that you are getting from your main job. So if you got value out of this video, kindly hit the like button so that YouTube will see value in this video and share it with other people who might also find value in it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join this family so that we all learn together. And also share this video with some family and friends that who might be coming to Canada anytime soon. And also, if you need a more personalized discussion with me, feel free to at least check out the link I have in the description column to book a one-on-one meeting with me where we can meet and talk about any goals or aspirations that you have. And I'll be able to answer any questions that you have concerning your journey to Canada. Always remember that I'm not an immigration consultant, but I'll be able to at least speak to my experience and guide you in the right direction based on my experience. Simply click the link in the description column to access my calendar and pick a time that best suits you, and we can meet and have a fruitful conversation. Until the next video, cheers.